Alright, well, it's time to start getting my shit show bean fields cleaned up today. Most any other field I got is too damn windy to spray because we got about a 15-mile-an-hour wind coming straight out of the north. Thanks a lot, Canada. But I got two little fields. I got this one and I got the one out on the highway, because that's north, that are boxed in by tree lines like this. And it's just, I mean, it's a little blowy right here, but I mean, if you walked out on that side of that tree line where it's open, it's really blowing. But it's just calm enough here. I get away with spraying these two little fields and get them out of the way. And tomorrow's supposed to be calmer and I can focus on getting some big ones knocked out. But I gotta start doing something because this is a mess. My bean program is hot enough. This ragweed's gonna be smoked within 3-4 days, so it doesn't really matter. But I still gotta get it taken care of because this is getting kind of fugly. And I lowered my booms 1 notch, which is about I got 110-degree nozzles, and that's really all the further I can go, or I start losing my overlap on the nozzles. So, but between booms being lower, my tree line wind breaks, I think we're good. So this is probably gonna end up being a shorty, but we're gonna at least get 4 acres sprayed today and get them out of the way, so I can say I made some headway on some beans. My, what a mess. And you guys saw this field when I walked it. It wasn't that bad. I mean, you could tell there's ragweed in it, but it was, holy shit. And that's only been a week ago. Yeah, last Sunday. And this is Monday. So 8 days, and it went from you could see all the beans to this. And it was clean up until we got that last rain. We got that last rain. That weed flush took off like a bat out of hell. So such is life. It'll be clean now. But on to the next field, and then that's probably gonna be it for the day. That field wasn't nearly as bad. It's mostly just got grass in it, and I could pretty much see all the beans. And you can definitely tell corn, beans, really any crop this year, even in the damn hay, after guys have gotten first cutting off. You can tell where the wet ground is and where the dry ground is, because where the areas that lay a little wetter, or the fields that lay a little wetter, are a lot further along and a lot more even than the fields that lay dry or the hillsides. The hillsides this year suck. Like this field, you see that little rise right there. The back side of that rise, there ain't shit on it. Not this little one right here next to the barn, the one all the way back toward that tree line. And then it wraps around a little bit and kind of comes up toward the top of it. And like right into there, that's all really dry back in there, and there's not really a whole lot for beans. But there's a lot of ground like that around here this year. Gonna be an interesting, well, July and August are gonna be interesting depending on what the rain situation is. And if we make it through July and August, this fall is gonna be interesting, because is it gonna be a continuation of this dry streak, or is it going to be so wet that we can't get in the fields to take off the little bit that's going to grow in this drought? Time will tell, but it's enough to be a little scary, because usually one extreme follows the other. But anyway, I guess head on home and see if the wind has died down enough to spray the field behind Mom and Dad's, and if it hasn't, we're done for the day already. Well, screw it, I'm gonna try it. You go stand up on top of the hill, it's blowing pretty decent, but I went and walked around down there for like 5 minutes. You can't hardly feel anything, and I'm tired of looking at this mess. So if I can spray it today, I'm gonna spray it. Well, that should have covered it pretty good. There was 2 or 3 times it got a little hairy, but I was watching it and it was all making it to the ground, so I don't know. Had to do something because this was a mess. I haven't had a weed flush. It's all the bean ground. I got the corn ground, except for that one field that had all the grass in it, which always has grass in it. I just expect it to happen. The corn wasn't that bad. The bean ground this year is just atrocious, and I have no clue why. And I'm sure I'm gonna have the 2 or 3 guys that are always telling me, well, we always apply our pre-emergence and we're never back again. And it's like, okay, well, you're probably A, either farming full-time, or B, work a lot closer to home. Because this is not that easy to do when you work an hour away from where you live, and then you got to come home and then drive over to where the farm, where everything's at, get hooked up, yada yada yada. By that time it's already like 3-4 o'clock, and then you ain't got time to do shit. And then you're using all your vacation days for farming, and you got to make sure you use those sparingly so that you got enough vacation days to get all the way through the year. And then the fact of the matter is that for the most part, this is a one-man show. It is pretty much an army of me. Dad's got a lot more time generally a lot more time to help in the fall, but in the spring, especially this year, he has had a never-ending line of shit coming in. Aside from doing the on-site work he does, he has had a never-ending line of repair shit coming into the shop here, and he just has not had time to do any of his own shit, let alone help me. And I can only run one piece of equipment at a time, and when I'm on when I take a vacation day to get shit done, I either need to be fitting ground or planting. I can take care of this stuff post-emergence, as much as it sucks, but it is what it is. I don't like it, but you do the best you can with what you have, and you pick and choose your battles, and it'll all clean up. It's embarrassing as fuck, but I'm showing it to you on camera because I don't hide anything. It is what it is. I'm not saying, and I have never said that the way I do things is right. I have never said that the way I do things is perfect. I just do what I can with what I have. Shitty part of part-time farming. You can only do so much with what you got. Or hobby farming, as some people say this is what I do. I have never met any farmer that calls themselves a hobby farmer. Well, I take that back. You get the guys that have like 1 or 2 antique tractors, and they have like 3 acres out behind the house, and those guys generally call themselves hobby farmers. Once you get like most guys do not like the term hobby farmer. It's a stupid term. I don't know. I could go on a whole rant about that, but we won't. This is not that. But sorry, it was kind of a shitty video today. This was all kind of last minute. I was not expecting to get this much done. So we'll try to get a better one. I'll probably spray tomorrow. I probably won't bring the camera with me just so I can get some shit done, and we'll get a better one later. Get a better video here later in the week. So anyway, I'm gonna go park it for the day, and that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one.